Well, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee with the Coach. You've probably heard this saying before. It goes like this: repetition is the mother of learning. And maybe you come to believe that to be true because that's how you learn how to do something. Now, that quote's been around for a long time. If you try to search who said it, Thomas Aquinas said it, philosophers in Russia said it, philosophers in Greece said it, Native American philosophers said it, and probably many teachers along the way have repeated it. It doesn't really matter who said it, but I believe it's true. But there is another one I want you to think about this week, and it goes like this, and this is actually for me, I thought of this. It says that repetition is the father of excellence. Repetition will help you learn something, it'll help you learn how to do it, but repetition will help you do it better, that task that you've learned. So how does it work? Well, this past weekend, my father and my son, we all went to the gun range. We hadn't been in over a year and we thought it'd be kind of fun to go, so we went. And right away, we realized we were pretty out of practice. In fact, it wasn't till toward the very end, we started feeling like we were getting better. And on the way home, my father even said, he says, I wasn't hitting the target until we got to that last clip of ammunition. But as I was watching some of the other shooters on the range, I noticed they pulled their gun out of the box, put in a clip of ammunition, and were instantly hitting the bullseye. It was obvious that they went to the range pretty frequently. And as I watched some of the shooters, they shot clip after clip after clip of ammunition and just made one huge hole in the middle of that target. You see, it's the repetition that helps you do something better. Repetition will help you learn the skill around it, but getting better takes that kind of practice. Think about athletes. Think about an infielder in baseball. They field ground balls and practice the throw to first base over and over. Basketball players will practice the three-point shot and free throws over and over and over till they get good at it. A quarterback gets to the point where even if charging linemen are coming down, that quarterback can still thread the needle and throw a perfect pass. It's the repetition that makes all the difference in the world. Now, most of us aren't athletes, and maybe some of us aren't in law enforcement or the military, but it could also apply to what you do at work. Think about this. You've got to give a big, important presentation. You know how to give presentations, you know how to push the little button to make your PowerPoint slides go, but you get in front of the group and you completely freeze up. Why? Maybe you haven't practiced it enough. Repetition will help you learn how to give a presentation, but if you don't take that one presentation you've created and work on that, you're going to forget how to do it. Maybe you know how to give performance reviews, but you get in front of one of your employees and you got to give them a bad one and you completely forget what you're going to say. You haven't practiced it. You haven't role-played it. The repetition will help you do things better. Many of you know that I travel almost every week delivering management workshops, and I do it enough that it feels quite natural. But it wasn't always that way. There was a period of time, probably 3 years ago, and it was during that 3 years ago, for about a 2-year span, I was actually doing a lot of these career transition workshops with the military. 3-day workshops where I'm in front of a group of maybe 40 people all day long delivering material. And it was that repetition of material over and over that really helped me develop the other skills that I use in giving presentations. It was a lot of work, but the repetition made a difference. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book Outliers, starts talking about that. It's not so much that a person has natural skill, it's the fact that they do it over and over to get good at it. He gives the example of the Beatles. The Beatles we all know from all their hit records, but what most people don't know is they spent years down in Hamburg, Germany, playing in clubs for hours and hours on end, having to improvise, play different styles. It was all that repetition that made them get better. This week, as you're thinking about what you do, I'm pretty sure you know how to do it, but are you really good at it? The only way to get good is the repetition. So think about ways that you can do that more often. It might mean volunteering to do it. It might mean even running the scenario through your head as if you were in a simulator. But the more you walk through that process, the more you practice it, the better you're going to get. So this week, as you're thinking about what you got to do better, figure out ways to be able to do it. In my case now, I'm on the second week of a 3-week time where I'm not on the road. And what I know is when I do my first gig in about 2 weeks, I'm going to feel a little rusty getting out because I've not gotten in front of an audience. It takes doing it often, all the time, so that you can build that confidence and really hone those skills to make you better at what you do. So anyway, that's all I got for this week. Hope you have a great week. If you do have questions, and every now and then I get them, you can email them to me directly at coach@contactmycoach.com. You can also go to askthecoachrightnow.com. You can upload them there. Or you can call me at 281-8-COACH-8. Let me know as well. Love to be able to do this. Love to see you at one of my webinars. But until next time, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time on Coffee with the Coach.